Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to cover Dogecoin. So this is the Bitcoin chart and this is the Dogecoin chart. I posted a tweet this morning, or was it last night? Last night I posted a tweet and I said very quickly in the tweet, if Dogecoin is following its own cycle, it should be pumping today. So pay attention that there was the word if. So I was not deterministic to say I'm forecasting that Doge will be pumping tomorrow. I said if Dogecoin is following its own cycle, it will be pumping tomorrow. So Dogecoin didn't pump today. So that is another day and another piece of evidence that at the moment the alts are following Bitcoin. And guess when alts actually follow Bitcoin? Alts follow Bitcoin on the way down. Alts do not follow Bitcoin on the way up, because alts make independent tops. So for example, this is Dogecoin's tops. They got nothing to do with the Bitcoin top. So Bitcoin top was 22nd of May, and the days before they were not that volatile. There was a lot of flat here between 11th and 21st or something on the Bitcoin chart. Here it is here between 8th of May and all the way until 17th of May it was quite flat, whereas here between 8th of May and 17th of May it's a lot more volatile. So what I have observed about all alts, or particularly the alts that I have observed, is that they follow Bitcoin on the pivot lows. Even the biggest alt, Ethereum, even Ethereum does that. The pivot lows are the same as Bitcoin, but the tops are different. So the fact that today Dogecoin didn't pump, it's telling us that Dogecoin is following Bitcoin because Bitcoin didn't pump. And also it's telling us the second thing is that Bitcoin is actually heading down, because the alts follow Bitcoin on the way down, particularly to make the same pivot low. If you check the historical pivot lows, they're all Bitcoin's pivot lows. 7th of April, I'm not interested in those local ones. I'm talking about the global pivots. You go to 2024, the pivot, the double bottom of 2024 on the 5th of August, boom, 5th of August. The previous series dip, 6th of July. The last bottom before the parabolic pumps was on 3rd of November. Here it is, the same is for Dogecoin. So this is the conclusion we're making from today. Lack of pumps is that Dogecoin at this moment in time, it's not following Bitcoin. It's not following its own cycles. It is following Bitcoin. And the second conclusion, which is the most important conclusion, is that Bitcoin real direction is heading down for a double bottom. Okay. So two people contacted me actually after my tweet and said that following my tweet they have open long positions. So if you want to be living dangerously, that is up to you. But first of all, we had a green hammer here. Green hammers tend to be bearish. They're followed by at least one more day of red when we get a green hammer. So just that by itself would be a red signal to me, a red flag. I won't be opening a long position after green hammer. Depends on your margin. Of course, if you have a big margin, you can fall a lot lower. But then, is it really the right time to be opening a long position? So tomorrow, I expect that tomorrow it will go up. Tomorrow is the 20th of June. I have a lot of confluences that 20th of June is also a pump for Dogecoin, although I didn't report it in the last tweet, but before that I shared this screen and I showed 19th to 20th of June. So let's see, hopefully the long positions will survive and they will profit from the pump that is expected tomorrow. But if tomorrow Dogecoin pumps, that will not be then its own cycle. It will be also Bitcoin cycle, because Bitcoin is expected to close on a green tomorrow as well. Not a very big green though. But anyway, let's not get dragged into nailing locals, because the more we're kind of digging into nailing local and local and local, the more likely is to make a mistake. So just call it that tomorrow is expected to close on a green. So hopefully the longs that were open today will make profit tomorrow, the 20th. But still, my point was that I feel that my tweet was not read correctly, because I said if Dogecoin is following its own cycles, and so far we actually don't have this evidence, because Dogecoin seems to be following what Bitcoin is doing. Right, look, 11th top and down since then. Bitcoin is slightly better performance. 11 top, and it has had several green candles along the way. Dogecoin has been kind of more honest, straight down, but the real direction is down. Everything that we see that is going up is actually a fake out move. How long for? It's going to be a fake out move until about the 22nd, even if it lasts until the 24th, and that's it. Eventually it will head down, because this is not a real support here. On the support that was made on 5th of June is not real support. This will be challenged in the near future. I already have the dates for that, but those dates are published only to subscribers. So what we're expecting now is that we're going to make these fake out moves to make a local top on around the 21st, 22nd, possibly even a little bit longer, possibly even 23rd or 24th, and then it's going to head down. And even that bottom may not be the real bottom. Even that bottom may pretend that it's making a higher low, or it may pretend that it's making a double bottom to this one here, to the bottom on the 5th of June, and then it will go up, and then who knows, if it makes a double bottom here, a lot of people will think that it is the double bottom of the second half of the year, and they may jump in long positions, and that will be the perfect way to get them trapped. So the double bottom is coming a bit later. It's not going to be the one that will be made in the end of June, in my humble opinion, but there will be a dump after 24th at the latest. There will be a dump after that, according to my fractals. Nothing is ever guaranteed, by the way. So coming back to Dogecoin, so these are the projected dates, and I just wanted to tell you that you will benefit to be a bit more cautious, in the sense that read my tweets carefully. If I say if, that means that it's not confirmed yet that we're on an uptrend, because all the alts follow their own cycles only when we are on an uptrend. For as long as we are on a downtrend, I mean Bitcoin, for as long as Bitcoin is on a downtrend, everything is on a downtrend. I'm not following any single alt. I'm sure there will be alts that are heading up right now. There are so many thousands of alts, but I'm talking about the standard alts. They follow Bitcoin on the way down, and they make the same bottoms as Bitcoin. So for that reason, to expect that an alt will be heading up in these days when we're not confirmed to be on an uptrend is a bit too much to expect that. But as people are owners of the Doge package, I'm already highlighting cycles here, because we're going to observe. So today, for example, you can see that these red candles have been much worse for Dogecoin, right? and suddenly this is a red candle, but it's not that bad. And also it's only 8 o'clock in the evening right now. We have another 4 hours before closing time tonight. Who knows, it may even be able to close on a green today to show that it has a bit of backbone on this date, because this date is on an anniversary of a historical pump, a very important historical pump, and for that reason it is that is a cycle there involved. And we'll take it from there. We will wait only when Bitcoin makes the bull reversal. Only then we will expect that these cycles of the alts will start materializing and they start manifesting. Until then, how they can possibly manifest is by providing high support. So historically, these dates of historical pumps, but if Bitcoin is still on a downtrend during that time, which I expect to be, particularly during these dates, I expect a downtrend of Bitcoin, then we just benefit to monitor Dogecoin already with the historical dates. That's why I have given them in advance. These dates are not a forecast. I'm telling that that Dogecoin will be pumping on those dates. Very, very far from that. But I like to start monitoring in advance before we have made the bull reversal, because it's good to be flexing these muscles of forecasting. It's good to have the cycles showing on the chart to know what dates activated by bullish cycles of a given alt, in this case Dogecoin. And we're just monitoring to see what will happen. Will there be a pump? Will there be just a green closure? Will there be high level of support? We keep an eye on them, because soon these cycles will repeat again, and they will repeat again. Every single month there will be bullish dates extracted for these alts. So eventually we will start nailing them, but we have to wait until we make the bull reversal of Bitcoin. And only then these dates will start manifesting properly as proper pumps. Very unlikely that a Dogecoin or any other alt will become a leader in the market, and while Bitcoin is dumping, they'll say, oh no, I'm not gonna dump, I'm gonna take the leadership here, and I'm gonna change the market. I'm gonna change the market to a bull. I'm gonna make a bull reversal without Bitcoin, and I'm just gonna change the market to a bull rally from now on. It's highly unlikely that these coins will have that power. And I'm not excluding the possibility that one of those coins may succeed in doing that, but probably it will be some kind of a new coin, new kind of confusion there, misleading people to get involved, and then some kind of a pump and dump scheme or something of that nature. These are the established coins now. Dogecoin is 12 years old. It's a pretty established coin. And despite that, for all of its life so far, it has been following Bitcoin on the bottom. So that is why I'm recording this video, just to highlight to you that it doesn't matter how established an alt is, it is following Bitcoin on the bottoms, on the pivot lows, and therefore it is following the trend. It is following Bitcoin's trend, because the trend is determined by the pivot lows, by the level of support. So we're waiting to make the bull reversal, and only then we'll start we can start trusting the cycles of the alts a bit more. Until then, we just have to wait for Bitcoin to make the bottom, and probably Dogecoin will make the bottom at the same time, and XRP and all these other alts. So this is it for now. Just keep these dates in mind. Don't make me regret that I gave you those dates. Don't interpret me that I'm forecasting pumps on those dates. If they happen, they happen. They will be very welcome. But we're on a downtrend. I posted on X last week a very clear forecast for the future. I said Bitcoin, the real direction is down. Only the fake out direction is up. Why do I expect a local top on 21st? Is several confluences are converging on that. The 21, 21st will make a local top. Don't expect any honesty on the market just because the real direction is down. We're not on a bad trend in terms of a year. So it will be very difficult to get straight down to the bottom. That will be quite remarkable. More likely is that we're going to have a bit of range play before they quickly could be just a quick spike down to that bottom and then head up again. So Dogecoin is actually quite honest to be behaving in this way. As you can see, Bitcoin's performance is way more confusing with those greens added there and misleading us that it's heading up. Like if you just ask yourself, just from observing these, on what trend we are, it's a bit difficult. Depends on what candle we use as a reference. We know the trend. So, but with Dogecoin, it's much easier to see the trend that it's heading down. So this is it for today. Read my forecast. In terms of that, I'm already starting highlighting cycles for Dogecoin. That doesn't mean that I'm already forecasting pumps on those days. And particularly if you're a novice, you need to know that my job is only to forecast. My job is not to manage your trades. My job is not even to talk about TA. I talk about TA because I have this very simplistic practical understanding of TA. I believe that it's better to know 2-3 things and know them well instead of knowing tons of things but then forgetting about them. So this green hammer is a textbook material that it's a bearish candle, right? You can just check it on Google if you don't believe me. Just type green hammer and you'll see it says it's a bearish indicator. But it's not. I try to highlight TA, but my job is more to forecast cycles and stuff like that. I may miss some things on TA. So somebody wrote to me, I'm a novice trader, open a long position. Wow, what do you expect me that I'll be managing your trades now and holding your hand in your novice trades? It's just not gonna happen. That's not my job, and I don't claim to be a great trader. This is people are misunderstanding what my role is. This year, I'm focusing on forecasting. I have helped people who are in troublesome positions, but then they have to pay me additionally for that. And then I go into the hourly time frames in order to get them out of the trade. And I did manage to help someone, and she left a very positive review on my website. But this is an exception. This is not what I do every day because I'm too busy with the cycles. This year is very important to make sure that we sell everything on time and that we don't get locked. So all of these micromanagement of trades, digging into hourly time frames, maybe I'll do it next year, maybe I won't. Depends how much money I make on the crypto. If I make good amount of money, I may just disappear. So yeah, please know your role, know your job, and know my role and my job. It will be very useful if we just have healthy boundaries the way we're working together. Bye for now.